Today I'm going to show you a lot of reasons why you're going to want to buy this figure, and then a big reason why you should not buy this figure. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at this brand new figure that I got. Brand new for me. Maybe you already have it. It comes from 5K Toys. Check this thing out. Pretty awesome. We've got some bows, we've got some arrows, and we've got some features that I really think that you'll enjoy. It's one of my favorite features. Maybe we've seen it in another video. Anyway, let's check it out. This is a brand that some of you may be familiar with. So Romankey is working with VToys to make this MUSE figure. This is a 1/12 scale thing, and this one runs a little pricier than one of the other videos that I made. I don't know when I'm gonna release these, but this one is just $55. This one is $75. So pricey. Is it worth it? I don't know. We'll find out. And $75 is a lot, but compared to Big Bad Toy Store, which is $120, well, yeah, you know the routine. It's always better to shop with 5K Toys, but also don't buy this figure. But I'm sure by partnering with another company, everybody's got to make their money. We got a VToys seal of approval. We've got English on the back of it, which is nice, and some Chinese. So let's open this thing and find out if it's worth $75, because that's kind of a lot, even with the one feature that I love so much. What do we got in the box here? We've got, am I recording on both cameras? Sometimes I freak out. Look, hey everybody, let me first say thank you for being here. I really appreciate you watching this thing, and I also appreciate if you like it, and I really like when you comment. Let's take a look. We've got some swappable faces and some instructions to telling you what to do here, and then some swappable hands. What happens when you open the book? You see more stuff. These photos aren't great. It's very, the contrast is wild. But it's got a great feature that I don't want you to see yet. And it tells you how to attach the sword and the bow staff, and then some important safety reminders on the back of that. All right, let's get right into it. Another episode of Grown Men Play with Dollies. No, that's not right. We got a lot to look at here, so let's start over here with the blade, which is looking pretty good. It's a nice black plastic for the handle, but then painted on the blade side of it, so it catches that light and looks awesome. And you get two of them, which is cool. On to the next thing. You got some hands in the box. You got a left and right of this, which is just like a cool stance hand or whatever you need it to be. Doesn't matter. Use your imagination, folks. Have fun. And then you get this one, a left and right, which is just kind of seems like a nice relaxed hand. It might be something cool to use with a sword. We'll see. And then on this set of hands, you get the right side, which is going to hold the arrows. You can see the fingers are set up. There's like two trigger fingers. No, it's for arrows. And then this one is designed to hold the bow and give it that nice natural looking grip, which is awesome. And you get a left and right of this gripping hand, which is designed for the swords. So we're gonna have a good time posing time. And you get this bow, which is looking really awesome. Now the only downside of this bow is there's no like string attached to it. We've seen cheaper figures than this one come with a string attached to really help with the photography or just kind of give it that completed look. Because right now it just seems like it's using magic. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's the future. Future could be magic based. And you get this thing, which is going to hold stuff. I don't know. Maybe it holds the swords, the bow, the arrows. Probably the arrows. I mean, you would need like a quiver. Is that what that's called? And then it's got this ribbon on there to look like a soft goods belt, which is actually pretty sweet. And I think that just hangs off of her off the side or something. But you know what? We'll find out. There are pictures and things on the internet to tell us how to do this properly. You get 6 of these arrows, which are looking pretty solid, man. I mean, there's like a little bit of paint on the tip of it there, and it is a very hard material. This could snap if you really put pressure on it, but it doesn't feel like it's a delicate piece of plastic. Like, this is a very well-constructed thing. Might even be some sort of metal, which is awesome. And then you get this soft goods piece, which I don't know what this attaches to. This is like a cloak thing. I should know this. Yes, it's like a cloak. Look at the details of this. All of these little bits that are like raised off of it. This is really cool. Really nice paint work. And then these silver parts are flexible, so it's not gonna be like a really stiff thing on our back. But then you got these pieces that are supposed to look like belts of some sort. Those are harder I mean, they're technically pliable plastic, but they're not. They're gonna probably prevent some posing, but whatever. It looks really nice. You get an extra peg for the wrist, which is great. More brands need to do this. I've seen it a few times. It's really helpful because eventually these things are not available anymore. And if you break a wrist peg, then you're out of luck. but not today. Looking at the alternate faces, you got this one in the box with some wild details in those eyes, which a lot of these anime looking figures have insane details on the eyes, and they have a nice gloss finish. So this is really, really nice. It's looking really good. And you get this one, which again, with the eyes, pretty wild, a lot going on there, and just a different expression overall. On her, by default, is this pretty neutral expression. She's kind of angry looking with those brows angled down, but the details certainly there. The eyes are looking awesome. The hair sculpt is nice, and then it has this like gradient paint from the kind of off-white to this gray, which looks pretty cool. And then we're on to the body, which is highly detailed in the paint realm. You got a lot of gloss. I mean, she's definitely robotic in the sense of this. I don't know. She might not even be a robot. This could just be an awesome suit in the future that helps you, you know, stay cool out there. And you don't want to overheat. But I think we're going to have like loads of articulation on this figure, which is insane. So let's check that out. There's no neck articulation, but you have some pretty wild range in the head, considering it's just on a little ball peg. But then these joints here in the shoulders are just kind of, I don't know if that would call that a butterfly joint, but there's like some extended things going on here to help hide that movement. And then the double jointed elbows are wildly, like, this is perfect. And then the swivel here, which, yeah, I've seen this a few times where it seems like they are maybe building these things on a lot of molds to make them modular, but not really modular. I don't know what I'm saying. And a ball joint on the wrists, which is pretty standard for imports. Great range in the body articulation, which is looking fantastic. Gotta love that. You can get some weird gaps in there, but that allows for some pretty incredible range. And then the legs, which have that swivel on that ball joint, so you're gonna get some great articulation. Look at that. The double jointed knees, which are perfect, and then a ball hinge on the ankles. This is starting to look pretty fantastic. If I do so say so. Nope. Moving on. Now, what is it that I was so in love with about this figure right off the bat and told you that it was going to be such a cool thing? This is something we've seen before, maybe 2 times, depending on when I release videos. But you take a look at the front of the face and then you look at the back and you use this little key. Look at that. So this is a couple times now that we've seen this. And this is my favorite feature of any action figure line that's out there. So I would love to see some more US companies do this. Like, look at that. So now you can have like legit expressions, different look, you know, looking around. It's gonna be great for action figure photography, or if you just need them on the shelf doing, you know, looking in a different direction. Now you got that. So you really have multiple expressions, or what? Now you have multiple ways to display this figure than just having normal eyes that look forward. So this is fantastic. Or, you know, what's even worse is sometimes when you get a head sculpt like this, the eyes are locked in a certain direction and that's it. If you have eyes like this that can be moved into any direction, then it's kind of unlimited. Looking up, looking down, sideways, whatever you need, you can do it. I love that. I wish in the box that there was like a more angry face, because these two are pretty close other than the brows. But I would love to have something that's like angry, especially for fighting characters. When you get a sword in your hand, you're not going to just be like looking like that. Are you? Unless you're psychotic. But there's a lot of details in this figure, and the articulation is spectacular. The soft goods look great, so let's put that on, because I don't know, $75 is that's a lot. Also, the other thing, this is $75 and it doesn't have a stand in the box, which is kind of crazy, because there's so many times that I've reviewed these figures and I'm like, well, the price is really not bad at all for the amount of accessories you get, and then on top of that, there's like a full action stand. And this figure, which again, I don't know when I'm releasing these videos. I guess now I need to release this one first. But this comes with a stand and tons of extra pieces to allow options the way you want to set that up. And that thing's 55 bucks. That thing is overwhelming with how much stuff you get. This thing's $75. Don't get a stand. Not a lot of accessories. I mean, the right amount of hands and some good faceplates, but I don't know, $75 is pretty wild. It's a very finicky, very delicate setup because everything's so small, but you can obviously get this thing to be in a bow setup. I think I'm going to be more into the sword thing, but whatever. Is this thing worth $75? Boy, that is pushing it, man. That is a very expensive setup. Again, no stand in there. And you just compare it to some of the other brands that are producing things, even larger things, for the same or less. Man, I don't know. I think if I were you, I'd probably skip it. Now, do I love this thing? Yeah, it's awesome. It's super cool. You saw the poses, which I haven't even done yet, but I know after messing with it here for a little bit, it's gonna look really, really cool and some great poses, but man, that's a very expensive figure. So you gotta really love, and since this isn't, from the best of my knowledge, this isn't from something, so you wouldn't really have like any kind of connection to this figure or this character. It's just something cool and unique. So if I were you, I'd probably skip it. And yes, 5K sent it to me and it's awesome, and I'm here to showcase it to you to let you know if it's something that you'd be into. But at the end of the day, not everything I review is something that I want. It's really just, is it cool? Do you get to see the details and the features and the problems with it? And then you make the call for yourself. So don't blame me. As you can see, her arm came right off while I was doing the posing segment. And then when I contacted 5K Toys, they said that this is apparently becoming a known issue the more that these things are sold. And there's some issues and complications because it's two parties making this same figure, VToys and Romankey, or Romankey, I don't know. But yeah, so super weak joints and it's pricey. So look, it's just gonna have to be a pass. And this is just proof that you can trust me to review stuff even when 5K Toys sends it to me, because I am not recommending that you buy this figure, but I do recommend you shop at 5K Toys. So it's fine. Well, there you have it, folks. If you enjoyed this review and you want to see something from 5K Toys that is an anime figure like this, then check out that one. I actually really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.